This video is brought to you by Miniature Market. Thousands of board games, miniatures, and paints, discount prices at miniaturemarket.com.
The Kingdom of East Anglia saw the birth of their greatest son, an Anglo-Saxon warrior destined to be a champion for the ages and a national treasure for all time.
It's your old pal Rob, and today I am doing something that I haven't done ever, and it seems that I spend more time doing it than anything else. And this list isn't like everybody else's list where there's more type of board games here. It's kind of a list of just kind of everything, and I took it all into consideration, believe it or not. So without further ado, my top 15 solo games of all time. Now these are listen, I'm going to be honest with you. There's some games that are out there, okay, that are on this list. But when I take the time and I sit down and I play by myself, do I become immersed in it? Is it something that sucks me in and I find myself, oh, hey, that's a great game, not just a good game. And I didn't want to, I kind of made it hard on myself because I cut out a lot of things and I kind of picked certain things that kind of rose to the top. So it's a bit of a different list, but these are things that really stood out when I sat down and I said, what are the top solo games of all time? These are the ones that I picked. Without further ado, let's start with number 15. At number 15 is Space Empires. Now, this is normally a 2 to 4 player game, but there is a solo not expansion, but solo rules for this. And I always found that building up my planet and trying to get through the other side of the universe was just, it's a 4X game that anything can happen, and I really enjoy playing the solo rules on this. That's why this came in at number 15. This is just a great game to begin with, but being able to play it by yourself when you don't have people with you, I just find that this is a fantastic experience. At number 14 is a game I discovered this year, and I love tower defense games, and this one here really stood out because I enjoyed it and had a lot of fun and played it a ton off camera, and actually did a live playthrough of it, and that's Defense Grid, the board game. I would love to see more expansions for this. I don't know how popular it was, but I found that it was a lot of fun and I really enjoyed it. At number 13 is a game that I don't think a lot of people really knew about or knew how fantastic this game is, and that's Terminator: Rise of the Resistance. I love rolling the dice and then having to assign the dice and try to work your way through what a campaign and a whole experience. The thing about this is, as you find these objectives, there's stories that go with it. So it really has this feel that brings you into it, and I really suggest, if you don't know much about it, check it out. You will not be disappointed. At number 12 is Lord of the Rings living card game. Now, I kind of took all the card games because, I took Marvel Champions, which I played recently, Lord of the Rings, Arkham Horror, and I tried to pick one out of those from Fantasy Flight games because they're all similar in some ways, except for Arkham Horror is a little bit different. But I tried to figure which one was the one that I loved the best and the theme that fit the best, and Lord of the Rings was hand down the winner. At number 11 is Pathfinder card game. This I really enjoy. Some people you either love this game or you hate this game. That's what I seem to have found with a lot of people. This is just a very, very good, solid game. And there's just so much out there for it, and they just did it as a second edition, which just makes it even better. It's a game that I really enjoy, and I look forward to further expansions on this. At number 10 is Tiger Leader from DVG Games. This is a very solid game, and I love how having certain commanders and playing out your battles, and how having certain commanders, whether they're green or veteran, and what you can afford in certain units, really plays through and does a wonderful job at pulling you in and giving you this fantastic experience. At number 9 is 4 Against Darkness. Now, 4 Against Darkness is one of my favorite pen and paper games. I really enjoy everything that they do for it. It is a print and play game. You will love it. You will get sucked into it. It has an old school feel to it, and I just find it to be something I keep going back to when I want to play a role-playing experience, and it's just absolutely fantastic. At number 8 is a newer game. I was fortunate enough to be able to play this quite a bit, but I was playing a prototype copy, and I just couldn't put it away for a while. Yeah, that's why I said I played it 15 times. Somebody made a snarky remark on a video. But when the game finally came out a month ago, I was already versed in it, but I hadn't played it for a while, and we're getting ready to do a live playthrough very soon, and that is Crowbar. This is a mix between a fantastic war game and a board game with pressure luck type of mechanics. It really stands out. It's fantastic in a lot of ways, and I just absolutely love this game. Crowbar is fantastic. From our good friends, yes, at Flying Pig Games. Check them out. They have so many wonderful things and some great designers, and I really think they are one of the best wargaming companies out there. You need to check them out. At number 7, when I started thinking about this whole genre, you have Shadows of Brimstone, Swords and Sorcery, and so many different games, Descent with the app and stuff like that. But for some reason, this one just came to the forefront, and I think the reason being is I played it so much solitaire, and it's a company that I kind of struggled with at times, but I really found that this is a fantastic, great game, and that is Dungeon Saga. Dungeon Saga plays very well by itself. You can create all these experiences with the Adventure Companion. I wish they'd come out with more expansions for it. I love Star Saga, but Dungeon Saga is the game for me. And it has that old school Warhammer Quest feel to it. And when I thought of dungeon games, box dungeon games, this one kind of stood at the forefront for me. Not the greatest components, but if you can go past that, it's fun. It's just fun. At number 6 is a game I've been dying to play for quite some time, and I've had the chance to play. And it is from Devious Weasel Games. They are fantastic. Any game that you can create your own by rolling the dice, create what you're going to face. I just found that so fascinating and so much fun, and playing it over and over again. And that's Shadows of Malice. Definitely check that out. You will not be disappointed. At number 5, one of my favorite companies of all time, Academy Games. You want to talk about solo experiences. Conflict of Heroes, the solo expansion for Awakening the Bear, over and over again. I'm looking forward to what they do for Storms of Steel, which they're working on right now. It's just so good, and it's just when you think okay, I can just kind of work my way through here and nothing's going to happen. Sure enough, all the worst things in the world can happen to you, and it's tough. It's tough. It has a great feel to it, and it does a great job. Definitely check this out. This is so fantastic. I really highly, highly suggest it a lot. At number 4 is a game I discovered this year. I got everything for it. It wasn't liked by a lot of people, but I absolutely love it. I love the old Dungeons and Dragons feel to it, that 70s look to it, and it's hard. It's not some game. It's not some cakewalk game. I have the deluxe set for it, and I enjoy it in the peace and quiet of my home. Believe it or not, Escape from Dark Castle. I really, really, really think it is something that is just absolutely fantastic, and something that you would enjoy. It's a fantastic experience. Definitely, if you have number 3 on our list is a game I absolutely adore. I just bought the Ultimate Edition, even though I had the other edition, because I just can't stop buying this game. It's Mage Night. Now, normally this would be everybody's number 1 game, without a doubt, and a lot of people do find this the number 1 game. I think it probably is one of the greatest solo games of all time, without a doubt. The thing that gets me and kind of slides it down the list just a little bit, and we're splitting hairs here when we start talking about what's number 1 and number 2 and number 3 here. The reason I have it at number 3 is there's a lot going on, and sometimes it takes a little bit away from the experience. There's a lot of rules and a lot of management here and thought process, but I enjoy that. But also that I think sometimes when you are on this fantasy adventure with all the rules and trying to make sure that you do everything right and keep it in there, there's just a lot going on, plain and simple. But it is probably without a doubt, if this was at number 1, nobody's wrong about it. This is just my feeling that it hits at number 3. At number 2 is a game I didn't discover until I was at Gen Con on the very last day, and Alec Emmerich took the time to show me how to play this game, and it's one of my favorite videos I ever did, and that's Nemos War. Nemos War is a masterpiece, and I love this game beyond words. It just has this just incredible feel to it. Everything's right in front of you. The expansion packs make it even better, and it's a game you never get tired of. The quality, but Victory Games has so many great solo games. From Zulu to Dawn of the Zed and all this stuff. I tried to just pick one from them that I've been playing a real lot of, and Nemo hits the top of the list here. And then as far as honorable mentions, I mean, we could just go on. There's Space Corp. There's Hex Explore that I need to play more. I did live plays of it, and I think it's just a fantastic experience. Shadows of Brimstone, Descent, Massive Darkness. You can add all these things. But I found that when I made this list, I took and looked at what do I say when I sit down and I am playing a game that I am playing a lot of solo. And these were the 15 that made the top of this list. There's a lot of times I go, well, I want to get Shadows of Brimstone, but the setup is just sometimes overwhelming at times. Now, there's some newer games that could make the list next year once I get more plays in on them. Tank Duel, Combat, which you saw a review for on Columbus Day, that was fantastic. Navajo Wars. The King's Armory is another honorable mention. Aventur. I mean, I can go on as far as honorable mentions, but to be honest with you, this is the 15 and I feel comfortable with it. So what's number one? Well, that's real simple. It's a game I've been playing the heck out of, and right now it is my number one solo game of all time, and it is D100 Dungeon. This game is just magical. There's just so much to it. When I played the original game, it is a print and play game, a pen and paper game, that you are just sitting there creating this wonderful character, putting so much emotion into it, and then taking it on these random adventures that are rolled off of D100. And these lists are just fantastic. The things you get into, the things that you end up getting, all the great things that happen with this are just, it's a fantastic experience. And then to make it even better, there became an adventurer's companion, the map pack, all the other stuff, the next edition, the adventure, the adventure companion, which is just fantastic. All these things just made this game better and better and better. Easily my favorite solo game of all time, because I play it so much, and right now it sits at number one, and there's no other way around it. Well, maybe you agree with this list, maybe you disagree with this list. Put it into the comments below and let me know what you think. I think we covered it, I think we did it, and I think we said it all. Until next time, it's your old pal Rob. We'll see you soon.